If you're hearing this, then someone already failed to erase it. I spent months digging through forgotten internet legends, expecting hoaxes, not silence. One story kept disappearing before anyone could archive it. Every person who documented it eventually deleted everything they posted or vanished. I'm not going to explain it yet, because simply knowing these stories changes what you notice. Most videos stop before mentioning the final legend. There's a reason no one puts all of them together. You probably think this is another ordinary horror upload. I wish it were. Treat this recording like a warning, not entertainment. It started with a post that had only 7 comments, and every answer pointed towards something nobody should have remembered, yet I couldn't stop reading until it found me first instead. Years ago, I found an anonymous forum thread buried inside an abandoned message board. The title asked, "Has anyone else seen the empty profile?" At first it sounded like another creepypasta prompt. The account supposedly had no username, no profile picture, no followers, and timestamps that placed its activity days before the website even existed. Users argued beneath it. "Fake," one wrote. "I saw it too," another replied. "Stop replying," someone warned. "Too late," came the answer. Another post simply read, "It visited my profile first." I laughed and assumed everyone was playing along. Internet forums loved collaborative horror. Then I searched old archives. Half the snapshots were missing. Moderators listed in cached pages no longer existed. Screenshots people referenced dissolved into broken image links whenever I clicked them. Finally, I uncovered one archive capture that shouldn't have survived. The empty profile appeared exactly as described, except one detail nobody mentioned. It had viewed the person taking the screenshot. I checked the upload date. It changed every time I refreshed the page. There were over 600 replies. Only 7 remain. Every surviving comment ended without explanation. Every username eventually vanished from the forum. Even the administrator's account became blank. I copied the image onto my desktop, but the file renamed itself overnight. The folder's creation date shifted backward by 12 years. When I returned to the archive, the capture was gone, leaving only my download and an impossible viewing history behind silently. I realized this wasn't roleplay anymore. I thought that was the strangest thing I'd find. I was wrong. Every viewer remembers something different. That was the first note attached to another forgotten legend. Supposedly, a livestream appeared once every year for exactly 6 minutes. Nobody subscribed because there was never a channel. People found it only after searching meaningless strings of numbers. The chat stayed disabled, yet thousands watched silently. Near the end, the person on screen slowly looked straight into the camera, smiled, and the stream ended. No replay, no uploads, no trace. The second legend sounded simpler. Someone woke to notifications from apps they had never installed. Each alert predicted something that happened the following day. Missed buses, broken mirrors, hospital visits. Every warning arrived first. Their ordinary phone slowly became the object deciding every choice they made. Then the final notification appeared. Don't answer. They answered anyway. Friends claimed the number disconnected immediately. Family insisted nobody ever picked up. After that night, every account belonging to the owner stopped updating forever. The third story frightened me most because I nearly tested it myself. People whispered about a search phrase that worked only once. Every person saw a different website, describing impossible details only they could recognize. Nobody ever found the page again. I won't repeat it here. One person already made that mistake. I spent days comparing every version of those stories, convinced someone had invented them for attention. Instead, I found tiny details repeated by strangers who had never interacted. The live stream always lasted 6 minutes. The phone always gave one final warning. The hidden search result always vanished before anyone could archive it. Different countries, different websites, different years, yet the endings never changed. One anonymous comment haunted me more than every legend combined. They aren't stories. No explanation followed. Another reply appeared minutes later. They're instructions. When I refreshed the page, both comments disappeared. 3 unrelated legends should have stayed unrelated. Instead, each punished curiosity the same way. Every witness discovered something forbidden, tried preserving evidence, and watched reality quietly erase it. Screenshots corrupted, downloaded files changed names, cached pages returned empty errors. Even handwritten notes contradicted themselves days later, as though memory had become another editable file. That pattern felt impossible to ignore, and once I noticed it, I realized every legend followed the same strange rule. Once I stopped treating each legend as its own mystery, the connections became impossible to ignore. Every story carried the same hidden fingerprints. The date always appeared somewhere in the background. The same forgotten username surfaced under different platforms. A strange symbol hid inside blurred images. An identical high-pitched audio tone echoed through damaged recordings. Even the locations, despite different countries and languages, somehow pointed back to the same abandoned coordinates. I became obsessed. My nights disappeared beneath old Reddit posts, dead image hosts, archived websites, and deleted YouTube channels that only survived through fragments. Every broken link seemed to whisper towards something larger. Buried inside scattered comments and corrupted metadata, one name kept returning. The Watchers. Nobody explained who they were. Nobody claimed to have seen them. Everyone wrote the name as though readers were already supposed to understand. I mentioned everything to a friend over coffee, hoping someone else would tell me I was imagining patterns. He laughed. "You're treating fiction like evidence." I stared at my laptop and answered without looking up. Then explain why the files keep changing. He couldn't. Neither could I. Every screenshot I saved slowly differed from the original. Text shifted. Dates moved. Usernames vanished. It felt less like someone was deleting evidence, and more like the internet itself refused to preserve it. Then I found something that made my stomach drop. The oldest reference I found predates the modern internet. Not computers. Not forums. Not websites. A scanned newspaper clipping from decades earlier mentioned a local rumor about unseen watchers who erased written records after curious people asked the wrong questions. The symbol matched perfectly. That was the moment I finally understood these weren't disconnected horror stories. They were warnings disguised as myths. Warnings people kept forgetting. Warnings something wanted forgotten. I should have stopped there. Everything became personal the moment I stopped researching the legends, and they started noticing me. My browser history changed overnight. Searches I never made appeared between familiar pages. Old files renamed themselves into dates I'd seen before. Family photos contained extra people standing behind me with blurred faces. Emails arrived minutes before I supposedly sent them. I laughed anyway. Stress could explain strange memories. Corrupted files happened. Algorithms were weird. I had covered cursed games, haunted broadcasts, lost episodes. Nothing behaved like this. Every previous investigation stayed inside the screen. This one kept stepping into my apartment. Then my phone vibrated. The notification appeared without a sound. No icon. No sender. No app. Just 2 words. "You noticed." My stomach dropped. I unlocked the phone, but the message vanished before I could tap it. Battery history showed nothing. Notification logs were empty. Screenshots captured only my home screen. I shut the phone off and walked away, convinced I was spiraling. Then it powered itself back on. The wallpaper had changed to the strange symbol I'd been tracking. Someone knocked at my front door. 3 slow taps. I waited until the silence felt unbearable. When I finally looked through the peephole, no one was there. The hallway lights flickered once. Then my laptop chimed. A draft email opened itself. The sender field contained my own address, time-stamped tomorrow morning. The subject read, "Stop recording." Before I could close it, another knock echoed. This time it came from inside the apartment, somewhere behind me. I didn't turn around. I already knew better. Instead of revealing everything, I'm stopping here. There's one final internet legend too dangerous to describe. I almost recorded it, then deleted every version. Even saying its opening line feels wrong. Maybe you've already noticed the clues hidden throughout this video. Maybe the strange symbol, the repeated dates, or the missing names weren't accidents. Maybe that's the point. If you start searching for answers, do it without expecting proof. Proof disappears. People do too. If you noticed the symbol earlier, don't tell me where you saw it. Instead, tell me this. Have you heard any forgotten internet legends? Have you experienced anything similar? Which story felt the most believable? Leave your theories below, but be careful what details you share. Someone might already be reading them. And if this video suddenly disappears, remember that I tried to warn you. The rest was never meant to survive. Forget my name if you can. Just don't follow the final trail. Goodbye, friend.